we're doing question 5. We're solving the minus b formula. We're using a equals 1, b equals 4, b equals minus 4, c equals 13. We then do the minus b formula. Now, what we used to do was we would write it in and put it all into the calculator, okay? And that's no big deal here. We can still roughly do the same thing. So it's going to be plus or minus the square roots of this squared minus 4ac. Now, will everybody just throw it into the calculator and you'll see what the issue is going to be. Okay? You're going to see that that's going to be 4, that's going to be 1, and that's going to be 13, and minus b is going to be minus 4. There's no such thing as the plus or minus button, so what do we normally do? That's correct. That's correct. Now, what happened here was you got a maths error. And what a maths error means is that you actually got a negative, you've actually got a negative number in the square root sign. Okay, so that's the issue. Okay, so 2 times a, which is going to be 2 times 1. And you can see here it's a math error, right? Now, the problem occurred was this part here, in seconds. So, where the issue arises is in the square root sign. So this part here is the issue. So I'd like you to put that part in on its own. Okay? Just put it in on its own without the square root sign. Okay, so what's that? It's a minus 4 on the outside. Great. So I want you to have minus 4 plus square root. I just want you to tell me what 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 13 is. Minus 36. Excellent. Now that's, once again, still plus or minus, isn't it? Now, does anybody remember what is root 36? 6. What's root minus 36? 6i. Because what's minus 6 multiplied by minus 6? Plus 36. We're not allowed that. Okay? So, if I asked you for root minus 49, what would you tell me?
Minus 7i.
7i. If I asked you for root minus 100, what would you tell me? 10i. Is that okay? Peter? What's root minus 100? 10i. Right, brilliant. So here's what we have now. We're now going to have minus 4 plus 6i over 2. And the other one's going to be minus 4 minus 6i over 2. What's 4 divided by 2? Minus 2. What's 6i divided by 2? 3i. For the other one? Minus 2 minus 3i. Alright, if I did question 5, you guys try question 7. Obvious go. Yeah. Now guys, we're doing question 7. And you're in question 7. That's in question 7, your A value is 1. Your B value is 2. Your minus B value is minus 2. And your C value is also 2. You're going to use the minus B formula, which is on the front of your cover. And you're going to put in all these numbers. Now, the problem is that you should get maths error again. It shouldn't work for you, which means you're going to have to not do it all in one go. You're going to have to just zone in on the square root part. So, there's 2a there. That's 2 multiplied by 1. Excuse me. So, what you put into your calculator, guys, is just what's in the square root sign. Put that part into the calculator and what you get?
Minus 4.
You get minus 4, exactly. So minus 2 plus or minus square root of minus 4. What can you exchange the square root of minus 4 for?
4i.
2i. 2i. So now it's minus 2 plus 2i divided by 2, or minus 2 minus 2i divided by 2. And then how'd you finish that off then? Are you care to tell me?
Divide
Divided by 2, and what you get, Max?
minus
1i, yeah. And the other one?
minus 1.
Have you noticed that the answer, one answer is always the conjugate of the other? That has to happen every time. Every single time you get one answer, the conjugate is automatically the other answer. Alright. Alright. A equals 2, B equals minus 6, minus B will equal plus 6, C will equal 5. 6 plus or minus the square root of B squared, which is minus 6 squared, minus 4AC, all over 2A. Now you know straight away this won't work because it's in the complex number section. So you just enter this part into the calculator. So Max, what did you get when you entered that part into the calculator without the square root sign? You got minus 4, exactly. 6 plus or minus the square root of minus 4. Now Sam, sorry Max, what is the square root of minus 4? What's the square root of 4 normally? 2. If it's a minus, it's 2i. So it's going to be 6 plus 2i over 4, or 6 minus 2i over 4. Would you get full marks for that in an exam? Why not? Divide top and bottom by 2, and what you get? 3 plus I over 2, and? Over 2. And there's your two answers, okay? Or they can be written as 3 over 2 plus I over 2 and 3 over 2 minus I over 2. It can be written as that as well. Okay. Now, really quick. It's really easy. Here's what you're going to do. You do x squared plus 25 equals 0, no bother. Move the 25 to the other side. X squared equals minus 25. Square root both sides, and what happens? X equals the square root of minus 25, which is 5i. Now, unfortunately, there's a plus or minus out here, so the answer is actually plus 5i or minus 5i. There's a plus or a minus. Yep. Will you guys do question 12 now? Very easy. What you get is z squared equals minus 9. Peter said z squared equals square root of minus 9. That means it's 3i, but it could also be minus 3i as well. So either or. Okay. So that is that's 11 and 12 done as well. Alrighty. Now, verify one of these is a root, and therefore find the other roots. Alright, here's how you do this. If I gave you this back in the day, yeah, we should do this both ways, partially. Alright guys, if I gave you x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0 back in the day, and if I said verify that x equals 3 is a root, here's what you do. Anywhere you see x, what would you replace it with? 3. And if it balances, what does that mean? If it does, it's a root. Would you agree with that? So, I'd like you guys to apply the same logic here. Anywhere you see a z, replace it with 2 minus 5i. Off you go. Okay. 17. Anywhere you see a z, put a 2 minus 5i. See what happens. That's as far as we're going to take this for the time being. You're on your own for the rest of it. So guys, in question 16, what you're going to get is you're going to get 2 minus 5i by 2 minus 5i. Then you're going to get a minus 8 plus 20i. Plus 29 equals 0. Now, Huh? 4 minus 10i minus 10i 25i squared, which is minus 25 minus 8 plus 20i plus 29. Now the thing to realise is that when you enter this into the calculator, when you go 4, 25, 8 and 29 combined, you enter all that into the calculator in a row, I guarantee you it comes to 0. Minus 8 plus 29, and as predicted you get 0, and it's the same thing with the other parts. With the other parts which I'll highlight in yellow, these parts here, you get 0i. So 0 equals 0. Alright with you guys? Grand. Now, step 1 is anywhere you see Z, put in the root they gave you. Okay. Now the other root, you're gonna have to do the minus b formula. So what's the a value this time, lads? A value is 1. B value is minus 4. Minus b value is 4. C equals 29. And then plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Alright. So what's b, lads? Sorry, lads, b is minus 4. A is 1. C is 29. Minus b is minus 4. 2 times 1. Now lads, it's like last time. You have to do this part on your own. What do we get there? Beyond me minus 100, is it? Yeah. Daniel, what do you think? For the yellow part?
Minus 100?
Minus 100. What's the square root of minus 100, Jonathan?
10i.
10i? Peter, what's the problem? So, minus 4 plus 10i over 2. And it's minus 4 minus 10i over 2. So it's minus 2 minus 5i and minus 2 plus 5i. Alright, I did 17, you do 18. So, for 18, you throw it into the equation, and you replace x squared with 4 minus 3i squared minus 8 times 4 minus 3i plus 25 equals 0. This is only part 1. Part 2 is the minus b formula. Here I'm going to get 4 minus 3i by 4 minus 3i, which is 16 minus 12i minus another 12i plus 9i squared, which is minus 9, minus 32 plus 24i plus 25 equals 0. Then in your calculator, you throw in 16 minus 9 minus 32 and plus 25, and you'll figure out that that part turns into 0. Then you throw in minus 12 minus 12 plus 24, and you'll also figure out that that's 0. So you'll end up with 0 plus 0i on the left, which is equal to 0 on the right. Is that okay with you guys? You have verified that it is a root. Next thing you need to do is find the other root. Alright? So, we'll do the minus b formula. And using minus b formula, what's the a value, John? A value, Jonathan? B value? Minus b value? And c value. Right? Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. 2 times 1. Did anybody get 8 plus or minus the square root of minus 64?
Yes.
What's the square root of minus 64?
8i.
8i. Now, it's going to be 8 plus 8i over 2, or it's going to be 8. Whoa.
Whoa. Minus 64?
Okay, minus 36. Sorry, it's minus 36. Sorry, it's minus 36. And the square root of minus 36 is 6i. So, 8 plus 6i over 2 is? Anybody? And then the other one? Done. Happy out? Okay. So, that's 18. Alright. You're on 21 part 1 yourselves. Off you go. P plus PI plus 8 minus KI equals 5K minus 3 minus 1I. Lads, this is an identity question, so it should be you need to the real parts on the left equal the real parts on the right. So there's the left side equaling the right side, and then on the other one it's going to be the imaginary parts equaling each other as well. So you should get 2p plus 8 equals 5k minus 3. Bring the k over the other side, you go and get 2p minus 5k. When you bring the 8 over the other side, it comes minus 8. So what's minus 3 minus 8? Minus 11. That's one of the simultaneous equations. And then the other simultaneous equation will be p minus k equals minus 1. So you have to solve those simultaneous equations. Alright, let's find out. Lads, I'm inclined to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by minus 5, okay? So that'll be 2p minus 5k equals minus 11. Multiply this one by minus 5, so we get minus 5p plus 5k equals 5. And I'm going to get minus 3p equals minus 6. 3p equals 6. P equals 2. Now if p is equal to 2, 2 take away k is minus 1. This implies that k must be equal to 3. Okay with that?
Yes.
Because minus k would have ended up being equal to minus 3, and then k equals 3. What does this make p plus ki then? 2 plus 3i. You don't need the minus b formula. All you have to do is prove whether it's a root or not. So what you need to do, anywhere you see z, put 2 plus 3i. Obvious go. Alright. So anywhere you see z, you put in 2 plus 3i. And you should be able to get this out as 2 plus 3i squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3i plus 13, 0. 2 plus 3i with 2 plus 3i minus 8 minus 12i plus 13. And then we get 4 plus 6i plus 6i. 9i squared, which is minus 9. You should have nothing but zeros when you do it out. So anything I underline in red, put into the calculator. You get 17, take away 17, which is 0. You should do it like this in the test if you can. Show the fact that you're underlining each one. Proven, right? Okay, we did that one. Last one of the day and last one full stop today. Now, you don't need to find the other root. Just that asks if this one's a root. Doesn't ask you to find the other root. Now, this equation, however, you're not going to do this because the stress of this would not be good. Imagine subbing that in and squaring it out like that. That's just hassle, lads, and we don't want it. So here's what we're going to do instead. Anybody have any suggestions what I could do with this instead? Multiply by the conjugate top and bottom, make it easier, and then sub it in. So does everybody get what you're doing? Multiply top and bottom by the conjugate first, make it easier, then sub it in. You should get 0 equals 0, then do the minus b, and you're done. Now, we're not going to do that because it's a lot of effort. So what we're going to do is going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate, which Daniel told me to do earlier. So we get 2 minus I top and bottom, like so. And we should multiply this out, and we get 22 minus 11i minus 14i. It's 7 plus 7i squared, which we all know is minus 7, all over 4 minus 2i plus 2i. I times I is minus I squared, which is minus 1, which is plus 1. You should end up with 15 minus 25i, all divided by 5, which should get you 3 minus 5i. Did anybody get 3 minus 5i? Now, this 3 minus 5i is now getting substituted into where you saw the z's. So anywhere you see a z, log in a 3 minus 5i. Log. And after that, do that in the minus b formula. Alright. 3 minus 5i by 3 minus 5i. Minus 18 plus 30i. Plus 34 equals 0. 9 minus 15i minus 15i. 25i squared, which is minus 25. Minus 18 plus 30 plus 34. Okay, we're hoping that the green parts, one of them's plus 43, the other one's minus 43, so they're going to cancel. And then we're going to have a minus 30 plus 30, and that's going to cancel as well. So we've proven that, haven't we? Next, you got to do the minus b formula, and you're done. So let's do the minus b formula there, and you're done for the day. I'm just going to load these videos up now.